Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel SF Videki. This is Aman Kumar and I'm a 16 time certified Salesforce developer. Today we are going to talk about summer 2025 updates and mainly focusing on the Flow Builder update. Let's start. So this is the agenda for today. We will be discussing about Flow Builder updates first, then we will be going to ScreenFlow updates and what it changes. So in Flow Builder updates, we have three major updates. The first one is get related records faster. Now we can query the related records along with the parent record. So before we were only able to query one record at a time. Now we can get the child records as well in the same query, just like we used to do in Apex. Now we can do the it's similar thing in the Salesforce flow. Let's see this in action. So this is available for auto launch flow for now. So let's go to auto launch flow. So and for this to work, you only need to query one record at a time. Only then you can select the related records. Now select this, click on this. Now we can add objects from here. Let's say we want to get all the contents of this account. We can select that. We can select the fields. We can select filters or sort, and we can store how many records we want to store. How to add multiple objects, we can do that as well. So we can add another functionality, and let's say all the fields and no sorting, and we'll store all the opportunity records as well. Now we can preview which accounts we are querying. So we are querying account along with its contacts and opportunities. Now click on save. Now to access this, we'll use a loop element, as that is the one which works on the collection. So here you will get account from get account and contacts or opportunities, whichever you want to select. As it's a collection, we will be able to loop it on this particular collection. Now, if I change this first element to a collection, let's say we are querying multiple accounts, then we will not be able to use this related feature. Now, if I go over this, you can see I can only use the first account because that is a collection. Even if I try inside the loop, accessing the inner collection, I will not be able to do that. That is the limitation for now. So it might change in future. So always keep in mind it's only available for launch flow, and we can only select the first record and then we can query the child record of that particular record. The inner records can be a collection. Save it and we can use it. And second update is managing time specific data. So now we did not have time field in a formula or a flow, and it used to cause issues where we only wanted time. So now we have got the time field where we can use the time, and similar to day value, we can use hour value seconds and get the hour seconds and milliseconds, and it's all available in a flow or in a formula fields. It's very useful when you are dealing with particular time and not the you're not worried about the day or date time and all kind of that. And the third update is we can use an asynchronous path in a more visible and better way. So let's go to the code trigger flow and click on edit. So as you can see, there is a new box here which allows us to add the synchronous path. It's more visible, and if I change it to version 63, as you can see the difference. Save it. In older versions, this was just checkbox at the bottom. They were not visible, and now it's a whole new UI, which brings out the visibility of the async path. And also, we are getting the new layout. So now we get a card for each element that we use. It can be a decision, a get report, or assignment. You will get a card for that element. So before that, it was not a card, it was just an element. So it's easier to read, and now we can easily understand what is in that particular element. It's so just a description of that element. This particular get record is working on count. We are only querying the first record, which a lookup to the record. And the data is visible now. Let's move on to the screen flow updates. In screen flow as well, we are talking about 3 updates. First one is automatically trigger screen access. So the automatic trigger screen action was available before as well, but it was in beta. Now it's generally available, and we can see this in action when we go to a screen. So let's click on screen. So in a screen, we can add few actions, and let's say we are following this flow, and this flow will automatically get triggered when the screen get loads. And if any of the value of the variable of this input changes, it will refresh the data. Before it was not working like that. Also, whenever we land on the same screen again, it will refresh the data. We can restrict it to only load at first instance, when the first time the screen loads, but it's always required or recommended to load it every time so that we get the latest data and not the older data. So it's pretty useful when you work with the Git records and we are showing a data table with child records and we are changing the account or any parent record. Now, the next is enhance file upload component. So now we have 2 file upload components in ScreenFlow. First one was the original component which we have, and this is enhanced version which is now available in a beta stage, but you can use it. To enable this, we need to go to setup, and in general settings, you will find a checkbox of use file upload Lightning Web component for flows, and you need to check this. Only then it will be visible in a ScreenFlow. Now we can not make it required in the old version. There is no field or checkbox for it to make required that customer uploads a file. But in the newer one, we can make it required. We have a field here. We can just pass it through, and it will be required. So users cannot bypass this file upload. And this new enhanced version will also work on LWR and Aura sites both. So, and now the third update is we got more control over our components and field layouts. So as you can see, there will be a style feature here, which we can control how the flow will look and how it will behave. So for each particular of actions or components, we have a style, and we can select which kind of area we want to give it to. It can be a 3 column or half column or a full column. Also, we can align. We can decide the alignment of this particular action. Now we can also preview the same flow in different screens without leaving the flow. If I change the screen size, it will show me how it will look on medium size screen. If I change it to small, it will show me how it will look on the small screens. So this is pretty useful when we are building a screen flow for multiple devices, or let's say the screen flow will be used on a phone, on tablet, and desktop, all the versions. So it's useful for that feature. Now, for these updates are pretty useful, and it improves the flow's performance, and it's better UI, and it's easier to access, easier accessible now. And some features are in beta, but some are in GA state we can use directly. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please do post in comments. And if you like the session, please subscribe. Thank you.